All right, we're starting a brand new session with a hyper aggressive guy. His name is Mentat. I know he's hyper aggressive, and we're going to play him. So the first hand we're going to fold just to show him that we're capable of folding. And I know he's going to play 100% of the hands, or he's likely to. Let's take a look. I think I'm going to fold 3-jack. But against somebody who opens too much, you can't fold too much. So I'm going to pick a few. He's folding. That's very interesting. It's very interesting. He's learned something, huh? Going to fold again, and now we're going to start taking 100% of hands. This is how we're going to start. All right, he's sitting up. Okay, very good. Let's take a look. Let's find another game. Found Shadow. Shadow is somebody that I've played with before, and I ran the moment that I doubled up on him. Okay. I'm going to start out by knowing how to fold. What's going on? It's lagging. Okay. We're going to check, and then we're going to min raise him. But we're going to do a timing. We're going to let him think that we're thinking about it. Okay, he's not betting. So now I'm going to bet. And he should fold. Okay, he thought about it, and he folds. Interesting. Very good fold, actually. Okay. Okay. 10 deuce, I think we're going to fold. I wonder if the problem is that okay, he is okay, we're in call down mode. Okay, it's highly unlikely that he's got an ace. Let's put him to the test. If I think I have the best hand. Hmm. Okay. We're getting hands and we're going to play these hands. We don't get these opportunities very often. So let's, he's not bluffing, so I'm going to have to be the one aggressing, right? Okay. He's making some very good folds. I'm going to hit an ace or a jack 32% of the time. An ace or a jack better than ace jack pair 32% of the time. Okay, so he's starting to play back. So we're gonna have to tighten up our opening range selection. So he's responding correctly, I think. We have to see if he's opening 100% of the hands. I have king high. Does he have ace as a pairing? That's $3. I have king high, I have king high, I have king high. I have king high and a flush draw. Do I float him? Do I let this go? For now, since he's not the type to really bluff, but he did continuation bet, and since he's starting the 3-bet, I'm going to start folding some of these. Okay. Okay, so what do you think Shadow's range is? What do you think Shadow's range is? And what do you think Shadow thinks our range is? Shadow's range is a bit wider on the button. He thinks we're wide. Let's take a look and see what the VPIP is, get a sense of it. I hope he opens this one so that I could 3-bet him. Okay. Maybe make the 3-bet a little bit smaller when I have the hand. I don't know. 8 king. Depends on what Shadow wants to do. And Mentat is here. So he's hyper aggro, so that's good. And I'm to the left of him. And Mentat and him should get into it. Is Mentat slowing down? Is he no longer as hyper aggressive as he once was? Let's see what he does on the small blind. Nine, 10, what's my plan? I'll play in position when he raises to 3. He wants to raise it to 4. We're deep enough to play this. We're playing for the implied odds. 9, 10, 11. We're going to try to take it away on the turn. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're going to make a raise on the turn. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So as we said, we are gonna make a raise on the turn. We have 3 to the flush. I don't have a flush card. Do we play pot control? Do we min raise it and see? And what happens when he passes out? What's my read? I'm going to read that he doesn't have the flush draw. That he doesn't have the flush, or if he does spaz out. Oh, great. Fucking great. Why the heart have to come? Sucked. I don't think he was betting the heart anyways. So what do you think Mentat's range is? Well, I'm not going to worry about him. I'm going to worry about Shadow's range. What is Shadow's range? Shadow is seeing us running really good right now. Shadow is seeing us running really good. We're making money because we're running really good, but Shadow is voting at all the right places, right? Okay. I'm totally not going to bet this at all. I'm not going to be left with a guessing game. I'm not going to get into a fight with Mentet. He usually is hyper aggressive. He was still last night, so I don't think he has learned to not be hyper aggressive. Okay. So we are possibly playing 2 games. We'll see. Dandelion is kind of conservative. He likes to play with 50. So we'll fold the first hand to let him know that we're capable of folding. And then we're going to start raising 100% of hands. But I do think Dandelion knows how to handle that because he does 3-bet here and there. Jack 2, if I face any raise, I'm not going to call. Okay, Dandelion is folding as well. Dandelion wants to have good hands. We'll test and see if that's Ming folds too much, and I think he does. Okay, we folded the first hand. We're going to try to play this Deuce 5 hand. We'll see. Okay. All right. So we're seeing our first 3-bet. But I think there he had a hand, right? So we're going to try to flop something. 7 queen. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gonna try to do 3/4 pot. 7 queen out of position. Not going to do. If he bets very strongly, I'm gonna have to fold. And here we're gonna do a quarter bet and see what happens if he has a diamond. 4 and 3. Okay. 5 and queen. $4. If Shadow does this to me a lot, then I'm gonna have to play back at him, but I don't think he is. 6-4. We'll see if he 3-bets me here. 3, 2, 4, 2.5. He checks. I need to protect my flush in case he has a larger spade. Okay. He likes to do the limping. I'm going to check. And I'm not going to fight for this pot. Maybe another pot some other time. Just going to let him have. King high board. Mentat. 1.94. And I still got a person behind me. If there wasn't so many hearts, but Mentat is hyper aggressive, so we'll see. 4, 5, 7. He might get aggro. We'll see. We floated him. $7 with sevens. It's either a fold or a raise. Or oh. Okay. He's aggro, and he may have a heart draw, right? So we're gonna let him aggress into us when we have a hand. A 5, I don't know. He hasn't been all that aggro, right? So here we're just waiting a few seconds, let him think that we're about to make the shove when he holds aces, or he holds tens or jacks, right? So, okay. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to raise 100% of hands on that side. And here we're gonna fold. Here we're gonna fold our 7 deuce. Unless we wanna bluff with the 3x, but I don't think he's raising 100% of hands. Here, we wanna try to make a straight. Okay, we have top pair. We're gonna try to make a half-sized half-pot bet. He raises to 6. He's trying to say he's got pair of 3s. Okay, let's do another half-pot bet and see what happens. Okay. half pot, half pot. Raise to 2, whatever that means. I have a 7. I'm gonna dunk bet into him. Okay. And then I'm shutting down. Hopefully I make a king high flush. I wonder what that means. I hope we get to check it down, and if I get bet into, I think I could afford to. So that small bet meant he had something. Why did he bet 4? Is our king high good here? Okay, I think we're gonna get out of this game here and focus on our heads up match. 9, 10. He's making it cheap enough for us. 6, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we fold our good shots. It was cheap enough on the flop, but it's too expensive on the turn. Okay, 7 jack. We're gonna have to show that we could fold some of these, right? No. This is a raise. Gonna see how exploitable shadow is. And if he 3-bets us, he's 3-betting us quite a bit. So we're gonna have to play back against the 3-bet. So he's learned to 3-bet. So shadow or dandelion has learned to 3-bet a lot and light. He thinks we are wide. He thinks we're wide. King. So this was a limp pot. So we're going to try to go for it. Okay. I don't think he's folding anything, so I'm just going to okay. He will float because he does think. So we're going to exploit that. We're going to exploit his float by having a hand and let him float, right? Because when we have air, he floats us. He floats us when he has air. Okay. Here, if we get 3 bets, what are we going to do? Well, maybe he's not 3-betting so light. Okay, this kind of flops okay. Our king high is still good. So I'm going to bet out with my king high, unless he has an ace or something. He shouldn't be calling with a queen. Five, nine. We're going to fold so we don't face a 3-bet. I still have to figure out what his 3-bet means. 5, queen. If we get limps, we're going to limp in. If we get bet into, queen high, it's $3. Getting 3 to 1. 3 to 1. How do we play this post flop? Do we dunk into him? If we check here, we're going to have to check some of our aces to protect our range. And here, I hope he doesn't have a flush. And if he raises very strongly, I don't know. We'll have to decide. Okay. When he doesn't have anything post-flop, he does tend to fold. So we could use that information. And once in a while, he will play back. 5-7, if we face a 3-bet, we're going to have to fold again. 5-7, 5-6-7-8. Going to take a free card and then play the turn. Just going to have to make the hand. $2.5. What do we do here? We're going to assume he has something. Seven, 8. This is going to be a session, right? Talking about a session. So we're going to check some of the times that we make the hand. And we're going to min raise to 2. Have him call. But I don't want to have a bloated pot. Min raising makes him fold when he has air. So we could try some of that min raising type of stuff. Okay. So the nines are ahead a lot of the times there. Do I 3-bet this Broadway? No, this flops well. I have a queen. I don't know if I can min raise this. 9. Let's try the half pot bet and see where we are. We have queen high. So if I do this, I'm going to have to do this with a made hand and check the river to protect our range. We have queen high. I don't think we can call. But what's he betting? He likes to rep these flush draws. But for $6, that's a good bet. I think I'm going to be ahead some of the time. Like, what's he really betting? Right? Is he really betting a flush there? Otherwise, what's he betting? He's representing a flush there. If we do a half pot size here, we're going to have to do a half pot on the turn as well, and then we're going to shut down. Okay. We're totally shutting down. And he's going to show us an 8. Okay, that's fine. Totally standard. We just need him to make an 8 and us to make a higher pair. Right? So this looks like I am on tilt. Okay. I'm going to check back some of this with pot control. I don't know what he's saying there. He's made a 2 or a 6. I don't know if I want to rep that queen. I don't think he's folding anything. Okay. So he didn't want to rep it because I think I would have called. Because this is heads up, right? Heads up. Generally, people have very few things. If I get 3 bets here, are we getting it in? Are we pot controlling here, or are we betting out as half pot? Okay. So we're gonna try to thin value bets somewhat, at least some of the time. We're gonna try to bluff 3 bet just to see if he is capable of folding. I haven't. Okay. Nice hand, sir. Okay. So yeah, this is not the hand to 3 bets yet. Okay, I have king high. I'm not afraid of the king and the queen. I mean the ace and the queen. My king high should still be good. If he is going to be checking, right? So he is respecting the check. The check basically over there with the mate hand protects the rest of my checking hands. Let's think this through. Think this is a fold if he bets. But for $1, what is this dollar thing, right? $8, $9, $10. I don't have anything. I have like 6 outs. Three, 4, 5. I don't know. I don't know. You gotta think of the entire ranges and fight with some of those hands some of the time. But don't be too spewy. Then raise. Basically, I have a Broadway draw. It's a 4-outer. 4 outer plus another 3. He raised to 2. Why would he bet? What's he repping? I'm gonna have to do some of these thinner value bets because I've been too passive. Deuce. What's our strategy against him? Gonna have to make a hand and bet, 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 even if it's thin, right? Gonna have to make a hand and bet, 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 even when it's thin, right? So that was my last of the bluffing hand. So he's taking a if he doesn't have an ace, I can call for split pot. He has to have an ace. Gonna have to make somewhat of a hand, like at least middle pair, if not top pair. And then just bet, bet, bet. Here we're gonna check. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? Bet our gutter. So if we're willing to do that with a gutter, we're gonna have to do it with a top pair. King to 7, 6, 7, 8, 9. It needs to be 7, 8, 9. Needs to be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're gonna bet our open ender, but he's not folding a pair, that's the problem. He's just folding junk, which is fine because if he had a queen there, he had us crushed. Here, if we get 3-bet, we'll fold. So he's not 3-betting us too light. Earlier, he just had hands. You know, what are you gonna do when he has, he has hands. If he has a hand, he's going to bet it. If he has any kind of an ace, he's going to 3-bet us here. Okay, so Queen 10. Do I 3-bet him here with the Broadway draw? Oh, we say this flops well, out of position. And if we're gonna be bluffing some of these, then we're gonna be bluffing some of these, right? I hope the king didn't hit him. This is heads up, and if he hit the king, so 2 streets helps. First street, second street, he does float. So this is what we know about him. He floats. This is what we know about him. He floats. So this is the summary of our match here. Dandelion, he floats the flop. And then if he did make a pair, he does call again on the turn. So if we make a hand, we could bet flop and then bet turn, and he'll call. Okay, so that's what we know about him there. Okay, we're going back to shadow. So let's talk about our thinking here. Why did we leave Dandelion? Because I was feeling a lot of stress having to guess. It is quite stressful. It is a thinking game. It uses your brain quite a bit. It uses your brain quite a bit. So I was feeling the stress of that. That's why I left. So this is a glitch in the tables. This is a glitch in the tables. So what do we know about shadow? We played him earlier. How does he respond to the 3-bet? He's seeing us fold a little bit. He folds to the raise. King 6. Let's see how he responds to the 3-bet. Okay. We're going to show him that we can fold, and then we're going to change gears and start raising 100% of hands. We don't have to play out of position because this is a cash game and the lines are relatively small. Like we said, we're going to start raising 100% of the hands. And for value hands, we might do a little bit bigger. For absolute trash, we're deep enough to set mine because we only need him to be 40 deep. Okay. So I hope he continuation bets. Now we're just doing pot control or what? No, we should raise him here and then vomit when he re-raises and fold. Now any 10 has this crushed. This is just disgusting because I did not bet. This is just disgusting because I did not bet the flop, and that's such a mistake. But it does show him that we are passive, too passive for our own good. Like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that, right? He's folding a little bit too much, and we're gonna continue doing that until he adjusts. I'm gonna let him know that we're betting 100% of hands. We have queen high. We're gonna check raise a little bit liberally with our mate hands to protect our bluff check raises. For value, A3 is a fold when he opens. I don't think that's a bluff raise here. Let's figure out if he's betting 100% of the hands. Make sure we're not folding too much. Okay. Gonna thin value bet and shut down on the turn. Okay. He does seem to be 9, 10, 11, near the 9. And we have a backdoor flush draw. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have a flush and a straight draw. So he is folding quite a bit. Ace 7. He's opening pretty wide because I do believe this is going to be a raise. See if he wants to bluff into this. King and 10. Now, what's the story he's telling? I don't think this is a good call. Don't think this is a good call. If he bets again, I'm gonna fold. Right? Yeah. These deuce. Gonna try to do a blocker bet. Yeah. Going to do a blocker bet. He has a 10 working. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think that was a good call on the don't think that was a good call on the flop. It just felt very strong. Just felt very strong. So that was a mistake. Jack. He's opening quite a bit, which means I could play post flop. I'm checking the 6 and I'm gonna check raise him light with a min raise. There is 2 spades. I'm gonna min raise him and see what happens. I hope he doesn't have a queen. If he spazzes out too much. Huh. Yeah, that was probably too big of a bet. So let's see what we can do here. Against Shadow, we're making a lot of hands. Okay. Have a 9. Okay. Gonna have to fold some of the ones that I don't make. He's opening wide, so I could call wide. King high is probably good here. When he bets, we're gonna min raise. No, we're gonna more than min raise. This protects our bluffing range when we check, raise, bluff. But the problem is he's not calling. So that means when we do bluff, we're gonna have less credibility because we're gonna be check raising too much in his eyes. So it's gonna be one of those situations where I'm gonna have to just continue check raising made hands. Okay. Here, again, we're gonna check raise him. Huh. So we're gonna be judicious with our bluffs because he is seeing us do a lot of this. Like here, we can't bluff into this, I don't think. I don't think we could bluff into this. I don't think we're going to. Jack high, good. Here, we're losing to ace, queen, and king. And I'm not ready to raise him here on the river. Be suicidal. He's opening very wide. Here I think we just call down. Telling him I have a pair, and then I'm just telling him I have a pair. Next time I'm gonna have to actually have a pair and call all the way down. I am opening a lot of hands. I think I'm due for 3 bets from him. Ooh, action. So here's where I raise him. And we can get it in here with a min. With a min raise. Does he want to spaz? So I don't think people can read this stuff due to the fact that these things don't show up in the tile mode. So it does show up here on the tile mode here, but if I have one more panel. Anyways, so how do you think you did well today? You did against Dandelion, you didn't get too spewy, you didn't get too aggro. You try to read the ranges, you try to read the opening hands. Against Shadow, you realize he was opening quite a bit, opening quite a bit, opening quite a bit. So poker is all about adjusting, and that's what we have to do is we adjust, we think, we use our head, think through each hand, think what their opening ranges are, think how often they're opening, think how often they're c-betting and folding to our raises. Shadow is doing something very interesting. He opened very wide, but a continuation bet, and he would fold to the raises. That's something interesting about Shadow. So what did we get? Oh my god. Oh my god. Shadow 1v1 opens light percent range, but place more straight forward Post flop. He does c-bet. Fold to a raise. Does fold to a raise. Post flop. Sometimes pre also, since he opens 90+%. It's interesting how the different things work and don't work. Dandelion plays not too macro, but I think he does overbet. Except you have to realize that flush draw are hard to come by. He overbets with repping flushes or made hands. But I have also caught him doing it. So he doesn't do it as much. He is capable of overbetting, repping flushes. Not too aggro, not too caught. What is our history? Plays half stack, and leaves, and up. So that means he's not comfortable playing deep stack. So his ranges are going to be more weighted towards the high cards and just made hand on the flop. So he's not looking to go deep. And when he does get deep, he plays, I don't have a read on him yet. He plays somewhat okay.